How are you? So we were solving our last exercise of this chapter, that is exercise number 1.5, 1.7, and we were solving question number 5. Now we shall solve question number 6 of question number 5. Question number 6 of question number 5. Exercise is 1.7. Exercise is 1.7, and now we shall start solving it. What is the question? The question is, here is the question. Here is the question. Sin of under root 0.001, and out of this here is written 3. This is the question. We have to simplify this. Outside of this sign of square root, we are having 3. Now what does it mean? This is a thumb rule. This is a thumb rule. If we are having this square root sign, and out of this any number is given, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything, then it means 1 by 3. If I write here 4, then it will mean 1 by 4, like this. So this means it is this is in the power 1 by 3 or 1 by 4. So because here we are having 3, so it means it is equal to raised to the power 0.001 raised to the power 1 by 3. This means, so keep in mind, if there is sign of square root, that means this sign, and out of this, if there is any number like this, that number will go in the denominator in power. This number will go in the denominator in the power. Now let us start solving it. 1 by 3, which means I have to do 3 parts of it. But this is a decimal number also. So if any decimal number is given to us, then what will we do? So first of all, we will simply convert it into a rational number. And to convert it in rational number, I write down 1, because here is meaningful number is 1, and we have learned about meaningful numbers, meaningful digits in the context of decimal expansions, that these are meaningful digits. Meaningful digits are barring 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. These are called meaningful digits if they are coming to the end. Now, because meaningful digit is 1, so I shall write 1 in the numerator, and in denominator, first of all I will write 1, because there is no denominator. Because in this 0.001 there is no denominator, so I will write 1 in denominator, and then I will count the digits, number of digits after the sign of point. After the point, I have 3 digits, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So how many zeros I will put here? I will put 3 zeros. So it is equal to 1 upon 1000. 0.001 is equal to 1 upon 1000. What I did? First of all, I wrote my question in the form of this power. I wrote my question in this form. Then I converted this in this rational form and closed it in a bracket and place the power 1/3 out of it like this. Okay. Now one is a beautiful quality characteristic that it remains one always. You can square it, you can cube it, you can do square root of it, you can do cube root of it, you can do anything with it in the terms of power. It will remain 1. So 1 can be written in the form of 1 raised to the power 3. Then I shall start factorizing this 1000. Just keep in mind, we are having 1/1000 in bracket and 1/3 out of the bracket. Now I start factorizing 1000. Two 5 are 10. 500. Again it can be divided by 2. 250. Again it can be divided by 2. We got 125. Now I can divide 125 by 5. And I will get 3 times 2 and 3 times 5. So I can write this 1000 like this. 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5 into 5. Then again I will convert them into the exponential form. What I will do now, I will convert them. This is a method. After factorizing, we always convert them into the exponential form. So I shall convert them into the exponential form. And let us forget about this 3 here. Now 2 is 3 times. So I can write the power of 2, 3. Because 3 is being repeated for 3 times, so I can put the power of 2, 3. Similarly, I can write down the power of 5, 3, because 5 is being repeated 3 times. Now it is 2 raised to the power 3 into 5 raised to the power 3. And we know that it is the condition that a raised to the power m into b raised to the power m. Then we can write it like this: a into b raised to the power m. This is the identity which we have studied in class 8. So we can use this identity here because a and b, which are bases, are different here. It is 2 and it is 5. But power is same. Power in both of these cases is 3, which is same. So I can take this. And when I do this, I will get 1 upon, first of all, small bracket 2 into 5 raised to the power 3, and out of this there was power of 1/3. We can remember that power. I put out of large bracket. Now I can write it like 3 or and 2 raised to the power 2 into 5 raised to the power 3, and out of both of them is 1 by 3. Understood this? What I did, I closed numerator and denominator in a large bracket, because 1 can be written in the power of 3. 1 into 1 into 1 will remain 1, so there is no change. And 2 into 5 raised to the power 3, which we got by the calculation. Then I wrote down the original power, that was 1 by 3 out of the bracket. Now we know that we have another identity, and that is a raised to the power m upon b raised to the power m is equal to a upon b raised to the power m. Here in our case, a is 2, a is 1, and b is 2 into 5, that is 10. So 1, and there was 2 into 5, so that becomes 2, 5 is 10. It becomes 1 is to the power 3 and 10 is to the power 3, out of which we are having power 1 by 3. Now I open the bracket. Now after doing this, I will open the bracket. Or let us say I will get that 3 out of the bracket also. Now it will become 1 by 3, and I will write the reason, because a raised to the power m raised to the power m into n, because a was having 2 powers, 1 is inside of the bracket and 1 outside of the bracket. I removed this, so I get this. Now this 3 can be cancelled out by this 3, because this 3 is in numerator and this 3 is in denominator. So it becomes 1. It becomes 1 upon 10 whole raised to the power 1, and we know that when power is 1, then number is written simply. So this is the answer, 1 by 10. If we will solve, what we did, we divided this 3 from this, because this was in numerator and this was in denominator. Now what did we get? We get 1 by 10. That means 3 under root 0.001 is equal to 1 by 10. Now, because our question was in the form of decimal, number, we shall convert this rational number into decimal number also. And to convert that, I shall divide 1 from 10. 1 cannot be divided by 10, so I will use point. After using point, I can get 1 0, and in each step I got 10, not 10 10. So this can be written in the form of 0.1. Answer of this 3 under root 0.001 is 0.1. Question is solved, and I can do another thing. Instead of dividing like this, I can simply say that okay, here is 1 0, after the 1 there is 1 0 in denominator, so I will count 1 digit from right hand, 1 digit from right hand, that is 1, and I will put down the point after that 1 digit, so I will get again the same. This will, the second method which I have told you, will save your time. And we have one full year, so practice these methods, because these will save your time in the exams, so you will be able to complete your paper in allotted time. Now let us move to another question, and that is, now this is very good question. Question number 7. Question number 7 we are going to solve. Four under root 256 and out of this power is minus 2. 4 under root 256, power is minus 2. Let us start solving it. First of all, because here is power in negative, I will add this 256 in the numerator, because whole number is always considered in numerator, and in denominator we assume that there is 1. So this 256 is in denominator and power is negative. First of all, I have to convert this negative power into positive power. So what I will do, I will write down it like this. Now power is converted into positive. Now I have said that if there is sign of square root and we are having some digit outside of it, then it will be power in rational number, and numbers given outside will go into the denominator. So I shall wipe it and write it again. Now here is one power is just out of it, and this is another power. So what I will do, when I have to write power on power, because this is first power, this is directly on this number, and this is second power. So it is power on power. We have solved some questions of power on power in class 8. Here is again power on power. So I shall write down this power like this. Now observe and understand, because here 4 was outside of the sign of square root, so I wrote down this 4 in the denominator of a rational number power. Now this is 1, and we know 1 can be written in the form of square also. In all the cases 1 remain 1, 1 will remain 1. So I write down it as 1 by 2, 256 by 2 outside of the bracket power 1 by 4. And why did I put the power in 2? Because here on 256 power is 2. That's why I gave the power 2 to 1 also. So these both power could be same, and this whole number could be written in the form of A upon M and B upon M. I could do this here very easily, because here I was having 1. If any other number, any other digit, then things will be different. But here is 1, so I can write any power which I want, which I need here. That will make no difference. Now we know that if there is power on power, first of all I will solve it. Let me solve it first of all. Now I can bring out the power outside of this, and I place this power like this. Out of this, our second power, that is 1 by 4. Now I will solve it. Open the bracket. I got 1 upon 256 2 into 1 by 4. Now this 2 is numerator and this 4 is in denominator, but both can be divided by 2, so I divide them by 2. 2 1 that 2, 2 to the 4. What I did, this was my question, came in this form, then I simply converted it, solved it, and I got 1 upon 256 raised to the power 1 by 2. Now power 1 by 2 means square root, we know. Power 1 by 2 means square root, we all know. Square root of 1 is no problem, because square root of 1 will be 1. Square root of 1 will be 1. So 1 is not a problem. Problem is with 256. But before that, we shall open this bracket again. One raised to the power 1 by 2 and 256 raised to the power 1 by 2. Now this is not a problem. We have to solve this 256. And power 1 by 2 means we have to find the square root of 256. I start solving this by prime factorization of 256. Now 256 is an even number, so I can divide it by 2. It comes out 128. It can be divided by 2 again. It converts into 64. Again divided by 2, I got 32. Again divided by 2, I got 16. Again divided by 2, I got 8. Now 8 divided by 2, I got 4. 4 divided by 2, I got 2, and 2 divided by 2. So how many 2s now I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will make pairs of them. This is the method. What I am doing? I am making the pair of them. One pair, second pair, third, fourth pair, and fourth pair. This is the method we use when we are doing a square root by prime factorization method. We make pairs of prime factors and then bring out one digit, one number from each, one prime factor from each pair. Now here we are having 1, 2, 3, and 4 pairs. So I will bring out 4 pairs out of, here it is 1, for 4 pairs, from 4 pairs I got one prime factor each from one pair, So I got 4 2's. Now I will multiply them. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. Answer came 1 upon 16. And we know that the square root of 256 is 16. 1 upon 16. That means 4 under root 256 raised to the power minus 2 is equal to 1 upon 16. What I did, first of all, I solved, I took down, I brought 256 down because it was having minus power. Then I solved, then I wrote 4 upon is equal like 1 upon 4. I solved them, I got 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means square root. I found out the square root of 256, it was 16, and because it was in denominator, so it became 1 upon 16. This is how we will solve questions. If you are having any problem, and I am quite surprised that why you are not having any problem. If you are having problem, please contact me. I request you, if you are having any problem, please contact me on my WhatsApp number. I am always there for you. Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you.